What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Sports. And the Flyers, they just wrapped up their nice little Central Division 3-game road trip, whatever you want to call it. And they did get their 4-game win streak snapped tonight in overtime, so they do get the loser point. And I thought, honestly, this game in Nashville against the Predators, the Flyers definitely were the much better team. They outshot Nashville by a wide margin. They had almost 40 shots in this game. Going into overtime, it was one of those quick little enders. It was just a dribbler that happened to go by Sam Ersson, who I thought had a pretty good night on the chances that he did have to stop for this team. And sadly, that one just, squeaked a little bit behind him, and it wasn't frozen enough for the ref to call the whistle. And Phil Forsberg, who was just driving the play, who created that entire play, just managed to find the loose puck behind Sam, and he buried it to, finish off the overtime very quickly there. But overall, you go down 2-0 in this game. You manage to find a way to fight back. Power play, it killed you. You had a ton of power plays in this game, but at the end of the day, that's the Flyers' power play. It's going to kill you because at the end of the day, it's just that bad. Man, it just, when you get that many power plays in the first period and you don't find a way to capitalize on it, that kind of does, take a little bit out of everything. You just get a lot of penalties. You get 3 power plays in the first period, and then you get a power play in the, I believe, the beginning stages of the third, and you don't cash in on any of those, but you still find a way to fight back regardless of Saros in net on the other side for Nashville, basically goalieing you the entire night. Saros was just on a completely different level, and that's the type of goaltender that he is in this league. He is very underrated. I am very shocked that he hasn't won a Vezina yet, just because over the past couple of years, Saros, since Pekka Rinne retired for the Predators, that Saros has just been a perfectly capable replacement and an elite replacement, in matter of fact, there. So you got goalied. That is the bottom line. You got goalied, but you still found a way to get the point out of it to, I guess, continue on in this little point streak that you're now on. What is that? Points in, I would say, 5 straight games. You had a 4-game win streak coming into this, and 2 wins on this road trip. One win in Arizona that we recapped last week, and the Saturday win in Colorado when you're actually using 7 defensemen, 8 defensemen, 11 forwards, or 7 defensemen, 11 forwards, so you're down a forward in that aspect, and you got to roll 7 D-men with different partners, and you still find a way to beat the high-flying Colorado Avalanche. Nathan MacKinnon just going all over the place. Carter Hart being spectacular in that game. Travis Konecny scoring 2 goals in that. Owen Tippett potting 1. So overall, just a fun, entertaining game there. Sadly, I wasn't able to recap that one because I was coming back from New York, so I was just too tired to even recap that entire thing. But overall, I would consider this a successful road trip. Even if the Flyers, lost in regulation, you still get 2 wins, you get 4 out of 6 points, but now you get 5 out of 6 points on this 3-game road trip, and that's even better, honestly. You're not going to win every single game on a road trip. That's just, bottom line there, that you can't win every single game. That's just completely unrealistic. And then when you go to a team like a young, nice story Arizona Coyotes, you find a way to handle their business, and Carter Hart once again was fantastic in that game, Travis Konecny as well, and you go up against a Colorado Avalanche that a lot of people probably didn't think you had a shot against. Most people on this road trip were probably thinking you'd beat Arizona and Nashville, but you beat Arizona and Colorado both in a row. So, hey, just keep the good times rolling, man. That's basically all it is, but oh my God, can we please fix the power play? Even though that's most likely going to be the issue the entire season, that is basically going to be the situation there. They just can't get anything generated on this power play. It is absolutely ridiculous on how bad it is, on how much it sucks. That's going to be a constant bring up until they actually have a game where they score a power play goal. That's just going to be what it is at that point. It's just amazing how they get so many power plays during a game and they just can't figure out how to score on it consistently. It's like they'll go for a stretch of 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, whatever you want to call it, games without scoring a goal on the power play, and then they'll have a game where they spot 2 power play goals. Where the fuck did that come from out of all nowhere? But hey, the penalty kill is still amazing. call it the power kill if you want to. Nashville had a good amount of power plays in this game as well. They had 3 power plays, I believe, or actually 2 power plays in the second period. And they also had a power play in the first period to start the game as well. So the Flyers kill off all of those penalties. So that was really good to see in that situation. But yeah, find a way, man. Keep finding a way. You just keep plugging in and you just keep improving that record. Some guys continue to stand out. You know, Sean Couturier gets a goal that I have no freaking clue how the hell he even potted this one home. This is following a fact where Joel Farabee got absolutely rammed into the board, should have been called for a penalty. Instead, Nashville's going to the power play, and eventually it's Nick Delorier. He gets into the fight defending his teammate. He gets the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So Nashville goes on the power play. You find a way to kill that off. And then so many moments later, you get a nice little, turnover in the neutral zone that leads Joel Farabee going up 2-on-1 with Sean Couturier. And literally, I have no idea how Couturier pots this one. It was like, he's a patient man, I guess. Got into the most craziest angle to pot this one home. Saros barely gave him any of the net down low, and Coots still finds a way to bury it. That's just how nasty Sean Couturier is at this point. But you make it a 2-1 game. You go right into the, intermission down 2-1. So that's, get a little bit of confidence going into the third. You do get that power play to start the third period, but sadly, you don't score in it. But then the Flyers, they just keep pounding away in this third period early on. And then you end up Travis Sanheim, who ends up potting it home, coming on into the slot. Flyers throwing the puck on net. You get a huge rebound there. Sanheim pushing the net and gets that rebound, buries it past Saros. You tie the game up at 2 apiece. And honestly, there could have been many more chances where you could have taken the lead, but at the end of the day, that was UC Saros just being absolutely amazing and being a stud in net. So that's the reason why you most likely went to overtime. But hey, credit to this Flyers team for finding a way to come back against a goalie that was just clearly on top of his game and on top of his level tonight. You found a way to come back, you found a way to tie the game, and you found a way to get a point out of it. It sucks that it ended that early in the overtime, just because I thought the Flyers controlled so much the pace. It just happened to be that one little squeaker, the one little mistake that Sam Ersson made the entire night, because the first 2 goals, really, you can't blame him on. The first goal was a redirection that just redirected, like floated right over his shoulder. He didn't see it at all. And then one of the other goals was just, puck bouncing all over the place. And it just ends up, shot gets blocked. Ersson goes down, and then the puck still ends up in the slot for one of the Nashville players to bury it home past him. So you really can't blame Ersson on that either. So I thought overall he had a solid night. You just wish he didn't let that squeaker by him in the overtime. But I really can't, crush him for that, because I think overall in the stretch that he has been on, he's been absolutely fantastic as well, along with Carter Hart. And those two are also one of the reasons why you have the record that you have right now, and why you're in that place in the standings to begin with in the Metropolitan Division. That's basically what it is there. A lot of guys just, stepping up and, taking charge. Well, right now you are 3rd place in the Metro Division. You're 2 points up on the Capitals. You got 33 points, and you are tied with the New York Islanders, but they have a game in hand, so that's why they are the 2nd seed and you're not. But just looking at a lot of the parity, this is a tight division, man. A very tight division. Pittsburgh, they're mediocre as hell. They're 12-3. Devils, they still can't fully figure it out. They're 29 points, 14-11-1. The Carolina Hurricanes, they still can't fully figure it out yet. They're not a good team on the road. They have 31 points. The Capitals, they're hot and cold basically at this point. 14-8-3 with 31. And the Rangers, they're the top of this division for a reason. They're just absolutely nasty. Looking at some of the other divisions, the Boston Bruins, 1st place in the Atlantic. Florida Panthers, 2nd place. Maple Leafs, 3rd. Red Wings, 4th. That's a very close division as well, between 2nd place and 5th place. Panthers, 36 points, Maple Leafs, 35, Red Wings, 34, Tampa Bay, 31. And Tampa Bay is not even at their strongest this season. There's a lot of, weirdness going on in Tampa Bay. They're 13-11-5. They're 5-8-2 on the road, so they're not playing their best hockey. Ottawa's still cursed. Buffalo is still cursed. And, yeah, Red Wings, they look like they're taking that next step in their rebuild to be a playoff contender. Boston's Boston, especially, I didn't expect them to still be this good, even though they lost Bergeron and Krejci, but hey, that's what good defense and good goaltending does for you. Florida Panthers, they look like they're doing well. They're not dealing with any type of hangover after coming back from the Stanley Cup final last year. Western Conference, Vegas is still basically the best team in the league this year. 19-5-5. Jesus Christ. Vancouver, they continue to be hot. LA still hot. Edmonton, they're mediocre. Calgary, they're bad. Seattle definitely is I don't know if I would say they're coming back down to earth from last season of their overachieving, but this is like just they're bad. They are bad. Anaheim's bad. San Jose's dreadful, even though they have been playing a lot better as of late. Central Division, very tight there as well. Colorado in first, Dallas in second, Winnipeg in third, all separated by 1 point each. Nashville's in fourth with 32 points, and you got Arizona, St. Louis, Minnesota, and Chicago. So, yeah, there's definitely not a lot of strength this year. The NHL seems pretty weak this year. Just a lot of teams that you expected to be better just aren't playing up to their standards. Teams like, Carolina, teams like the Devils, Tampa Bay even. A lot of people expected Buffalo and Ottawa to be way better this year, and they're just clearly not. They're just in the same boat that they've always been. What other teams? Seattle. No one expected Seattle to be this bad at the end of the day. Who else? Should Minnesota be better? Who knows? Should St. Louis be better? Who knows? Arizona's a nice little story. Nashville's definitely, I would say, playing over their level, even though they've been playing really good. That's also why you also have a Vezina caliber goalie in net. Winnipeg is definitely surprising a lot of folks, in my honest opinion. I didn't think they were going to be as good as they are playing right now. Yeah, there's a lot of parity in this league this year. It's pretty weird. Pretty weird. But back to the Flyers, and specifically going to that game in Colorado. That was also a very fun game to watch. I was in the car coming home when the game started, so I was listening to, Tim Saunders and Todd Fedoruk on the radio coming home. That was basically for the first period. Then when we got home, that was able to start the second period, and then, just watching as everything was going through. That was just, a fun game overall. Also, penalty kill was fantastic again. You find a way. Did the Flyers score shorthanded in that game? I don't remember. TK getting one of those goals, Tippett, Sanheim as well. TK on the penalty shot, then Joel Farabee managing to, pot one home off of a nice, drive to the net by Travis Sanheim. Travis Sanheim has actually had a pretty decent couple of games here, and he's just continuing to prove us a little bit wrong here. He still has his bad games from time to time, but I feel like the Travis Sanheim experience this year has been good more than not. And hey, you can't complain about that at all. But overall, nice, good road trip for this team. Good road trip. I didn't expect them to beat Colorado. I expected them to beat, Arizona and Nashville. But hey, you get 5 out of 6 points on this road trip. You take that any day of the week and you run home with it. As the Flyers are going to be home this week and Thursday and Sunday. Thursday against the Capitals and Saturday against the Detroit Red Wings. Then they'll have 2 days off after that. Thank God they don't play on Monday Night Football with the Eagles. Jesus Christ. I don't even know why I'm mentioning Eagles. I'm still pissed off about them from Sunday. Then next Tuesday, they're on the road against the Devils. And then they play the Nashville Predators again at home next on the 21st next week. Then that's a back-to-back, actually. Nashville at home, and then the 22nd on the road in Detroit. And then the Flyers go on their Christmas break, and then after that, they go on the Western Canadian road trip, including Seattle. So that'll be an interesting way to finish out the season, if I do say so myself. And then when you get into the new year, 2024 in January, a lot of home games in January, a ton of home games. But you start 2024 finishing off the Western Canadian road trip with the Oilers. 4-game homestand, Columbus, Calgary, Pittsburgh, and the Montreal Canadiens. Then you go on out to the Central Division again for 3 games. Minnesota, Winnipeg, and St. Louis. Then you're back home for 4 straight games again. Dallas, Colorado, Ottawa, and Tampa Bay. Colorado and Ottawa are actually a back-to-back at home on a Sunday and a Saturday. So I wonder how that's going to work out. And they're both 1 o'clock games. Then you got that game against Tampa Bay. You go on the road for one game against the Detroit Red Wings. Then you actually see the Boston Bruins for the first time at the end of January at home. And then February, it's a mixed match of home and road games with the outdoor game at MetLife Stadium against the Devils. Go into that game. Hopefully that'll be fun. Then basically go into the rest of the season. I'm not going to go through the entire schedule. That'll just be very pointless at that point. But yeah, overall, can't complain. Enjoyable hockey. Can't wait for the rest to come. And just continue the good vibes, man. Continue the good vibes. That's basically all it is. The team is playing with a chip on their shoulder. A lot of the players are playing with a chip on their shoulder. Like if you saw what Carter Hart said, I believe it was after the Colorado game, that talking about how nobody wants us to win. So that's basically motivating a lot of people in that locker room. So hey, if the boys feel motivated about that, can't complain. Danny Briere and Keith Jones have already stated that, whatever the Flyers are doing right now, it's not going to, make them stray away from the plan and the path that they're already on. Every move that they make, whether it's at the trade deadline, whether it's trading, some of these minor contracts like a Sean Walker, maybe like a Nick Sealer or something like that, or if you get a good value for some other player, maybe Erasmus Ristolainen does get traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs or something like that, because that's been one of the rumors lately. If that happens and you find a way to get good value for the future, hey, you take that, and Danny Briere knows what he's doing and everything like that. So I trust them wholeheartedly with this plan. They're not going to stray away from it, and we're getting some enjoyable hockey in the meantime. So it's very fun, man. Very fun to watch this team, and I do look forward to continuing to watch this team. Even though I'm going to continue to watch this team regardless. That's just basically it. Bottom line there. But yeah. So a little bit of housekeeping things. If you did see that post that I put on your subscription feed. So tonight was the recap of this game. Tomorrow, if everything goes right, I do plan on doing a little bit of an Eagles / hangout stream. I said, talking how we feel about the Eagles game against Dallas from Sunday. We'll talk about that tomorrow and play some Fortnite. I've been majorly back into the Fortnite crave with the new season that just came out, so I've been playing that a lot lately. Been actually addicted to that. Then Thursday we'll have the recap of the Flyers Capitals game. Friday, if everything goes right as well, we'll preview. Well, we're definitely going to be previewing Eagles Seahawks on Friday. It really depends if everything goes right for nighttime, because Eagles Seahawks, I might do that just in record fashion like I'm doing right now. And if everything goes right for Friday night, we'll do another little bit of a hangout stream, just chill out, relax, play Fortnite again or something like that. And then the weekend will be the weekend, whatever happens, and then that'll set us up for Monday Night Football. And yeah, that's basically it there. Well, I guess Saturday we could do a Flyers recap because the Flyers do play on Saturday. So definitely stay tuned for all that stuff. So like I said, for the docket, you get the recap tonight, which you're already watching at this point. So I don't even know why I'm saying that. Ignore it, boys. Also, yeah, and you'll get your we'll probably most likely do the hangout stream tomorrow, talking Eagles and playing Fortnite. So stay tuned for that. Definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight, everybody. I appreciate you all tuning into this tonight, tomorrow morning, whenever you are watching this. So don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service, boys. I appreciate it very much. Join the TTP Sports family. Also use the code TTP Sports, $20 off your first purchase. Get yourself down to the Wells Fargo Center to watch this Flyers team. Pretty exciting stuff. Wells Fargo Center has definitely been a lot more of an exciting atmosphere for the orange and black this year, boys. Definitely take advantage of that. $20 off your first purchase. Use the code TTP Sports. Thank you guys again for joining tonight. I'll see you next time.